Media consumption has changed. When we started out as a business, in 1891, they started with a newspaper that was handwritten, posted on a little hut outside of Africa Unity Square. And it has evolved, going into newspapers, radio and television and so on. So it has evolved. Now it is digital. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing that you look at is your phone. And maybe it's just probably looking at your messages, but it's also checking out the news. So the phone has become the new medium of content consumption, whether it's social content, whether it's serious news, and you are learning what is going on in the world on that mobile phone. So how do we become digital first? How do we become mobile first in terms of speaking to readers who are consuming us differently? When I was growing up, either your parents would send you to the shops to buy the Sunday mail, or when you are starting working, you have to buy the newspaper at the bus terminus. That has changed. People are not
good old days, I'd say, but unfortunately things have changed. But
Generation Z will not agree with you. You know, that whole newspaper, opening up that whole thing, and now they're saying I can read it on my mobile phone.
Imagine, yeah.
So the transformation is digital, and as a business, we have to conform to the transformation. We have to be digital first. We have to be mobile first.
When you say 360, though, I mean, I suppose that it speaks to what you're talking about. This is about a media house that must curate content and products that encompasses the whole 360 degrees of the market. Is that the thought behind it?
Absolutely. 360 means if we are in print, how do we segment the print market? How do we ensure that everyone who wants to read our content can read quality news from us, can read serious sports content from us, can read racy stories from us through H Metro, can read native in local language news. If your preference...
And also countrywide stories. This isn't just Harare, this is everywhere absolutely. We are covered in the whole country.
So if you are a print guy, you'll get us on our print newspapers, and we are covering everything with 12 titles. If you are a broadcasting guy, we have 4 radio stations that will appeal to all your, listening and demographics and so on. If you are a TV guy, then you reach us with ZTN. If you are a digital person, you reach us on all our digital platforms. So we are 360 degrees, just to make sure that we are relevant on all platforms at all times.
I noticed that Zimpapers' market share is kind of holding steady. I mean, have we reached a plateau where media houses have reached their market share and you can't go into others, or do you think that there's room to grow for growth of Zimpapers' market share?
Well, when you look at all our products, of course, you have to see what else are we not doing in terms of the newspaper space. When you look at the new suburbs that are coming up, the new places that are being developed, are we in there? What does that new market represent? So those are the questions that we're asking with our editors. Are people reading our newspapers in Rusape, in the new suburbs that are coming out? How do we reach those people who want to read us in print? So we think the populations are growing. The GDP is also growing. So how do we also grow? But you find consumption patterns are changing. So where there is a plateau where people are not reading us anymore in terms of print, how do we reach them with the same content in terms of digital?